just unboxed your Breville and feel totally lost? In just 10 minutes, we'll have this machine making great coffee for you. Today we're going to go through all of these accessories that come with the machine, what they do and what you actually need to get going for your first cup of coffee. We're going to get you going starting today with your new machine. Obviously in the box comes the actual espresso machine and a bunch of different accessories. The machine comes with a portafilter, which is basically a handle with a basket that holds the ground coffee. This handle with the portafilter basket then locks into the group head, which is where the coffee is extracted from. Comes with a tamper. This tamper is actually magnetically held up inside a chamber here. The tamper is then used to press down the ground coffee to make it nice and compact. The Express comes in with a built-in grinder. So this component here is called the hopper, and the hopper is where we place our beans, and this just locks into place. The other accessories that the Breville comes with is a frothing pitcher. The pitcher is basically a metal milk pitcher, which we use to froth the milk using the wand that's here on your right-hand side. The Express also comes with a bunch of different baskets as well. As mentioned, there is a basket already in here. This is one of the 4 baskets it comes with. 3 others, which are in this packet here. And we'll go over these in a minute, but you can see that there are 3 other baskets here. This is a gap for the one that is already in the portafilter. One of the unique things that the Breville comes with is this device called the razor. Now this is a dosing razor, and it's a flat metal square, which is then used to help you determine whether there's too much or too little coffee in your basket. The Breville also comes with some cleaning equipment that'll keep you going for the next few months. In the pitcher, they actually gave us some descaling liquid. This you'll probably need in a few months, and the machine will actually tell you when to descale. And inside this cleaning kit is a few things. You have cleaning tablets, which are used for the clean cycle, also indicated by a light here. The machine will tell you when it needs to be cleaned. You have a back flush disc, which is used in conjunction with the cleaning tablets. You have a froth wand cleaner. It's basically a small metal spike, which is used to clean the hole that's at the end of the steam wand. There's also a smaller pin, which is used to clean the holes inside, specifically the pressurized basket. Lastly, they also give you 2 other cleaning elements, including a brush and an Allen key. Now, the Allen key is only used for one particular thing, and that's to remove the shower screen on the group head. At the bottom here, you have the drip tray. This comes out, and the drip tray can be emptied. At the back of this drip tray, hidden underneath, is a small compartment where you can store certain things like your brush, your Allen key, your extra baskets, and back flush disc. These can just hide back here. Easy access when you need to use them for cleaning and the such. The Breville also comes with a water tank at the back, which is where the water goes. When you open the machine, the first thing you get in here is a water filter and a water filter holder. This little water filter needs to be soaked for 5 minutes before you put it in the holder, and then it goes inside the tank. Tucked inside the water tank is a unique device to Breville called the dosing funnel. The dosing funnel is used with the portafilter handle. It goes on top and actually locks in so it doesn't fall off. When you're grinding beans inside the grinder portion here, this helps keep the grinds from overflowing or spilling. Now the Breville does come with 4 baskets, one that's in the portafilter handle. Others we said that come in this box here. Let's pull them out and take a look. First thing you'll notice is on the box is written single wall filters and dual wall filters. Let's take a look at the difference. So let's take a look at one of these dual wall filters and compare it to the single wall filter. So on this side, they look pretty much the same. They're both about the same depth. However, on the back side, you can see where the difference is. On your right-hand side, you'll see that there's a lot of holes on the back side, but on the left-hand side, there's only 1 hole. And in fact, written on this is dual wall. If you hold this up to the light, you can see how there's only 1 hole. poking through. Whereas if you hold up the single wall, you can see almost straight through it. The same is true with the other baskets. These are called single cup baskets. And it's the same issue. You can see on the right hand side, there's many holes on the back, and on the left hand side, there's only one hole. Again, on this one, it does have written dual wall. The dual wall baskets have a second wall covering up all these other holes. This creates back pressure through flow alone. So a lot of water is flowing in through the top, but only very little water is coming out the bottom. This creates pressure on its own without the coffee having to provide any pressure. These are typically used for pre-ground coffee. So right away, I'm going to tell you, if you're not using pre-ground coffee, if you're grinding your coffee beans fresh, you will not need these ones labeled dual wall. So put these back. You'll only keep out the single walled ones, the ones that have many holes on the inside and just as many holes on the outside. Breville did put this deeper one, or the 2-cup basket, in the portafilter for us already, prompting us to use this one, especially if we're going to be using freshly ground beans. You can keep the single cup, single wall basket in the back for use later on. Now let's take a quick tour of the machine itself. Let's go over some of the buttons and switches on the Breville. On your left-hand side is the dial here. This is a grind dial, and it turns from coarse or 16 all the way down to fine, which is number 1. This will be important when we're trying to figure out what fineness of coffee to dial our coffee bean into. When it came, it was already set for level 8. On the opposite side, you have an activator switch for steam, which is towards the front, and for water, which is towards the back. When you activate the steam, hot steam comes out of your wand. When you activate the water side, hot water comes out of this spout here. Now the buttons across the front, you have a power button, you have a filter size button, a program button, a 1-shot button, and a 2-shot button. The power button turns the machine on. The filter size button is asking you which basket you have inside. So right now we have the 2-shot or the double basket. So when you hit the filter size button, you just make sure that the appropriate light is on. The dial in the middle is telling the machine how long to run the grinder for. So if your filter size is set for a single basket, it'll run for a certain amount of time. And if you had that set for the double basket, it would double that time. And this dial tells the machine how long to run it for. This will make more sense when we run the machine for the first time, but for now, just put the dial in the middle. So that's roughly around 3 o'clock. On this side, you have the program button, single shot, and the double shot button. Your single shot button and double shot button are volumetrically set by the machine, roughly 30 cc's for the single shot and 60 cc's for the double shot. These are actually programmable. You can change that, and that's why there's a program button here. And in fact, you don't need to keep it 30 and 60. They can both be 60. The single can be 60, the double can be 90 if you want. You can actually change it to whatever you want. But for now, at the factory setting when it comes, it's 30 ml for the single and 60 ml for the double. So to get going, what do you need? Your filter soaked and in the filter holder placed into the tank. Fill the tank with water. You need to take this machine to a power source. You need to get some beans. Make sure all your components are washed, so your baskets, your portafilter handle, the hopper should be washed and dry. I would wash the dosing funnel, wash the pitcher as well. Because the steam one's gonna come in contact with milk, I would just give that a quick scrub with soap and water. If you need to review the components of this machine, you can find all this information in my beginner's guide, linked in the pinned comment or the description below. Now that we know what's what on the machine and we have a sense of the anatomy, let's go over to the coffee bar. You can think of the machine as 2 machines in one. On your left-hand side, you have the grinder side, and on the right-hand side, you have your coffee or coffee extraction espresso side. These 2 sides essentially work independently, meaning you can grind while this side is brewing an espresso. You can grind while pouring hot water out of this spout. You can also grind while frothing milk. However, you cannot do 2 things at the same time on the espresso side. For example, you could not pull a shot and steam milk at the same time. On the grinder side, you have the hopper. This is where the beans go in. For the easy mode, we're going to be using whole beans for fresh coffee. The machine does have the function to use pre-ground. You'll need to use the dual wall basket for that. We will be using whole beans. We have our dosing funnel, our portafilter handle with our double shot single wall basket. And again, that's the one with as many holes on the inside with just as many holes on the outside. This is the one we're going to use when we're using whole beans and fresh coffee. Double shot basket goes in. Dosing funnel or dosing collar goes on top. This apparatus then slides into this little collar here, this handle, which is where the grinder funnel is. Finely ground coffee comes out of this into the chute and down into the portafilter handle and basket. On this side is the espresso side. If you push one of these buttons, the 1-shot or the 2-shot button, the right side of the machine will start to draw water from the tank, heat it up, pass it through this group head, and eventually through the ground and tamped coffee, which would be right here. The espresso would then come out and into your cup. I've created a beginner's home guide to the Breville Barista Express. Get your access in the pinned comment below or in the description of this video. What you need is the Breville dosing blade, your phone, and an espresso cup where you know roughly the volume of 40 ml. You'll need some coffee beans and some good water and your dosing funnel. That's it. Most of this came with the machine with the exception of the cup and the phone. Let's make easy espresso.